What's happening, everyone? Welcome back, and thank you for stopping in. Today, we have an exciting overview to do for you guys concerning the French made Douk Douk. Before we hop into that, if you like content like this, you are in the right spot. If you are not subscribed, hit the subscribe button down below. I'd love to have you. I upload at least one video every single day, usually two. We have live streams on Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern, Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Everyone is welcome to join. You can come hang out. You can chit chat. You can sit back and listen. You can sit back and watch. It is a good time. We talk about a little bit of everything from knives to our personal lives. It's a great time. And before you head out, if you would, give the video a thumbs up and please leave a comment down below. Anything that your little heart desires is welcome down there. I love hearing from you guys, and it helps me out a lot. It helps the video out. It helps the channel grow. So the interaction with the video is a great thing for the channel and video that we're talking about. So we will go ahead and get started with this guy. I found this on like a whim. I was looking for cool historical type slip joints that, that were based off of an old design. And I just happened to come across this, and these aren't expensive, maybe like 20 bucks or something like that. But I just thought the idea behind it was cool. I thought the knife itself was cool. The idea behind these is they are from a French mind, and they are close to, at least the idea is close to 100 years old at this point. These were, or still are, I believe, manufactured in France by MC Cognier, I believe is how it's pronounced. These were originally designed for the working man, just so you could have a utility shaped blade and something that was made of a durable construction, which these are like a sheet metal. So, no, it's not the most comfortable thing to like squeeze down on, but as far as just normal, a normal grip, a normal back grip, a normal like pinch grip. They all are going to work phenomenal. The spring is definitely heavy duty. It's not, it reminds me, it's not as crisp. I'm not comparing it to the Jack Wolf's crispness and smoothness, but it is resistant like that one. Very, very strong walk and talk, which is a good thing. You don't want the knife, closing down on you. I can push down on this and it wants to shoot back at me. It's not until you get it past here does it want to close. So you have a lot of wiggle room in there to, kind of, you don't want to use a slip joint hard to begin with, but ones with a little stronger springs, you can be a little more aggressive with, so to speak. But I didn't buy this for that. I bought it just as a cool talking piece. I do have an unboxing of this up on the channel. It's one of my earliest videos. I will link it up there if you are crazy enough to watch it. So we can talk a little bit about the design work. This became an idea in 1929. The guy just happened to be flipping through a encyclopedia, I think it was, or a dictionary, and he just happened to land on the Douk Douk. and he loved it. He loved the idea behind the little guy there. He is a, what is it? A Melanesian spirit incarnate, I believe it said, or something like that. Uh, and I believe he also was like, I could have swore I read he was like a messenger of death or something like that. Whoops. Uh, but I just think it's a very unique knife. You can see the little tiki guy there. It says Douk Douk below him, and then it says Modèle Dépose below that, engraved in the sheet metal. Just a very unique, olden time slip joint. You know, you just appreciate things like this because of how far knives have really come. You know, this is what they used to use for a long time, and they're still used by thousands upon thousands of people, just different varieties of slip joint, you know, whether it's a cheap budget ended one like that, or if it's a more premium one like the Jack Wolf here, the low drag. Just look at how far we have come. The materials, the craftsmanship, the execution. We've just come such a long way. It is just incredible. But I still have an appreciation for where all of the things I love today, as far as knives and whatnot, what they came from. And I just think this is a cool piece of history in a sense. No, this is not. This is a newer production knife based off of an old design, but it's still that you cannot get these unless it's manufactured by the actual manufacturers. I think there's like 2 or 3 of them now, I think. But it has to stick to a certain aspect. It has to fit the Douk Douk bill, and they have to be, I don't know if they have to be licensed or what, but I remember reading you cannot put the name on there like they have here unless it is made by the proper people. Uh, and I think it's cool because my background entails some French. So I think it was just really cool to me back when I was looking for budgety slip joints and kind of historical type pieces. It kind of fit together. And they do give you this strap here, which is not the easiest thing to move. It's on a rivet there, and it does prevent it from locking up, or unlocking, I mean. It is a lock, basically, to keep it closed, which is pretty cool. I don't really typically use it. Not that this knife gets a bunch of use, but I tend to leave it about right there. That way it's not in the way of, you know, the grip. It's kind of behind my hand there, and it's just really cool. I love clip point blades. The handle is basic sheet metal, like I said. You get the cool engraving of the Douk Douk there on the scale, or the show side. The other side is just kind of like a black washed almost. Very cool, very unique. The blade is not what we would think of, you know, today. It's just a basic steel. I want to say it's some sort of, it's something that's made to be easily sharpened. I don't know if it's 440 or what kind of steel they are using. It's not very descriptive on what steel it is. It says easily sharpened, and it's supposed to be a fairly soft, easily sharpened steel. That way, when you are out working or in the field, you can strop this, sharpen this up relatively easily. And I read amongst that the modèle dépose means that this image is trademarked. So that's what I was saying is you cannot, there's not supposed to be copies of this knife. I don't believe there is, as far as I know. There wouldn't really be much of a reason. I mean, I guess there probably could be, but this, this is how you know if you have a real one. That is engraved in there. It has a certain design on the blade. Uh, as far as I know, I've not read or seen anything where there is counterfeit models. Now that doesn't mean there aren't some, but this was bought through a retailer that, is credible and legitimate. Why don't we go ahead and test the edge out? Grab a piece of popper. Now, it came with a pretty good edge from what I remember. That's pretty good. A good working edge for sure, and definitely sharp enough to handle your basic task. I wonder what it will fare like against some phone book paper. For anyone wondering, we are in the W's now of our second book. That's pretty impressive, guys. I've had $300 knives that struggle with cutting the phone book paper, and this $20 slip joint from France is not having any trouble whatsoever. I wonder what, and this doesn't even have, this could be, I don't know if I want to touch it or not. I could put some semblance of an edge on there, but it really doesn't need my help. I could just kind of strop it up a little bit, but it really does not need my help at all. If anything, I might ruin it even more. But very cool, very surprising. And I bet the ones that were made, 50 plus years ago, they might have even been better quality, which I wouldn't be surprised. It did say that these were known for their 2 rivet construction here for the pivot type of deal, and then one here for the backside, which holds your lock here, and this basically runs up through the whole center there. But it is known for a couple things: the strong spring, the 2 rivets, the design on the blade, the design on the handle. Now, if you look up these or look into these like you're interested, say, they did do some with 1 or 2 different designs, and I am interested in those and looking into those and maybe snagging those. They have like a different design on the handle, I believe, and a different design on the blade, maybe. I'm pretty sure definitely on the handle. The design on the blade might be the same. It might be different. I'm not 100% sure on that. But I can tell you one thing, the back spring is definitely nice and strong. The walk and talk is, for a $20 knife, it's pretty good. It feels like it could be cleaned a little bit. It's a little gritty right there. It's not even really gritty. It's just really strong. But I like it. It's pretty cool. And I definitely, I had this in my backpack, my one backpack, and I used it some. There probably will come a time where maybe I test this out. Right now, I'm in the process of testing a separate slip joint out, so this one is kind of out of the question at this point. I have way too many to do right now. But that is the French-made Douk Douk. A pretty simple construction, simple materials, but they are well executed. It's well made. This is you're not gonna break this knife. This is going to outlast me most likely. Will the blade tarnish or take a patina on? Possibly. It hasn't yet. And I've had this for several months at this point. And I believe the walk and talk has actually gotten much crisper with the actuation of it. And that little point there really is nice to grab it, pull it out, easy to get open. The closing is definitely nice and strong. So that is the Douk Douk. We will eventually have a review of that guy, and we'll delve into it a little bit more. Maybe I can find some more information out about it. But all in all, I think it's a cool $20 little slip joint. So if you're looking for something with some historical meaning that is from an old design, you are definitely looking at something that fits that bill. If you are still here and you are not subscribed, hit the subscribe button down below. Love to have you here. Hit the thumbs up button and leave a comment down below. Otherwise, have a good night. Have a safe night, and I will catch you guys on the next one.